I don't want to do either of those things.
Yeah, but if you had to, though. We set the scene, we have a choice. We must decide on the correct answers. I'm Kyle.
And I am Nathan.
And this is If You Had To, though. Nathan, episode 51.
Episode 51.
We're over the halfway mark to get to 100 episodes.
We are, yes. We are over the hill.
Speak for yourself, I'm not over the hill. I'm a young, strapping buck in the prime of my life.
You can be ridden for hours and hours on end.
Yes. Doesn't matter how many cigarettes I smoke, how many bottles of whiskey I drink, I still look immaculate.
And it doesn't matter how many boxes we put on your back, you won't buck them off no matter how much we load you up.
No, it's sort of like a little game that people play with me. They'll like put a shopping bag on my ear and then I don't know why, a basket on my shoulder.
They'll hang your keys from your nose.
Yep. Well, they'll get the one with the ring, and they'll like put the ring through my nose like I'm a bull. I don't know why I just mimed that, because again, I keep forgetting that this podcast is not visual.
Yes, that is true, Kyle. You did mime it to represent and explain the concept of a nose ring to our audience.
Something that's probably gone right over their heads because they couldn't see me miming it.
They just can't imagine that level of sophistication, because obviously our audience are the lowest form of denominator. How do you say that word?
They are indeed. So there, we've finally alienated our 3 listeners.
Well, we're at episode 51. Like you said, we're closer to 100. I feel it's time that we start shaking things up, taking some risks, dropping some dead weight, telling every single one of our loyal listeners we hate you all.
Yeah, let's get rid of the dead weight and bring in a better audience. People who can appreciate.
This is the rebrand of the podcast. We are now sophisticated adults.
Yes.
I am not sitting in a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle t-shirt and Superman slippers, but instead I'm wearing a 3-piece suit, whatever that means.
As am I, a 3-piece suit. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. You sort of click the 3 pieces together and you're in a suit.
Oh yeah, the trousers are definitely tearaway.
Beautiful. And you're not wearing underwear, I'm guessing.
For easy access.
For very easy access, yes.
For when my important business meetings go very well. I turn up with my briefcase filled with condoms and my tearaway trousers.
I can imagine you at a meeting, like it's been a very good meeting, very normal, very like, oh yes, and so I think those are the accounts in order and everything. Right, well I think this has gone smashingly well. You stand up, tear your trousers away, open your briefcase and throw the condoms into the air. Everyone grabs at them like
I have
confetti.
3 things in my briefcase.
Yeah.
I have condoms, I have a radio player with It's Raining Men ready to go, and a bottle of champagne.
Oh yes, you burst that cork right from your crotch. You make it explode everywhere.
Is the best way to end a business meeting. I don't think business has been properly done until I've opened a bottle of champagne with my crotch.
Yes, until you've sprayed champagne on every person in that room, in that board meeting.
In a very phallic way.
Yes.
Holding the bottle of champagne in a very suggestive manner.
So to our new highbrow audience who are all very confused by that,
you shouldn't be. You should perfectly understand what I've just described.
Well, for anyone, any
business meeting that I have at least once a week.
Well, for any morons who don't, the premise of this show is that we create scenarios for each other, resulting in 2 possible outcomes. We discuss each outcome's pros and cons and decide definitively on the correct answers.
Indeed. Just as I came to the conclusion that ending every business meeting with me stripping and playing It's Raining Men, spraying everyone in the face with champagne was the right thing to do, we will figure out the correct answers to life's most difficult questions.
Yes. Like, should you wear strapless trousers to a board meeting?
Yes. Should you go to your cousin's bar mitzvah in a gimp suit?
Should you go to your auntie's wedding in full clown
Just in
makeup?
general, should I go to my auntie's wedding? That's the question here.
That is the question. Yeah, I had no follow up for that.
Should I go to my auntie's wedding?
We can tell you the answers, kind audience.
We can. I mean, I know I shouldn't because my aunt's already married, so I'd be very concerned if she was getting married again.
I mean, she could be renewing her vows, Nathan. There's nothing wrong with that.
Do you call that a wedding? That's a renewal service, isn't it?
I think they call it like a second wedding.
Okay, in that very specific circumstance.
It's just an excuse to have a party. But yes, in that very specific circumstance, we would say yes,
I
go
have
to
to
your aunt's
remember
wedding.
to put on the right suit for that. I need to get my non-tearaway suit and my briefcase of normal family activities rather than I don't want to open the suitcase and spray condoms all over the place instead of my briefcase of confetti, which I take to weddings.
Oh, so it's like a briefcase. Like as the bride walks past, you open the briefcase and confetti flies everywhere. And yes, you
Exactly.
wouldn't want...
But obviously they're in two identical suitcases. One has condoms in, one has confetti. And obviously I have two identical suits. One has tearaway trousers, one doesn't.
Yeah.
I obviously chose this for a very good reason and not to make things very difficult and confusing for myself.
Well, it was buy one, get one free at the explodable suitcase and three-piece suit store, wasn't it? So...
Yes, it was. Well, it was buy one, get one free, mix and match.
Yeah.
You can get one tearaway trousers, one normal adult trousers.
When you say that your briefcase is full of condoms, you do mean in the wrappers, right?
Yes, not used condoms, Kyle.
I
What kind of monster do you think I am?
I wasn't even. I hope they're not used, but like.
I mean, also, I don't.
Like
There's
smacking
not been
someone
enough occasions for me to fill a suitcase with used condoms.
I mean, like smacking someone in the face with like the jagged edge of a square condom like could hurt them in the eye. So I thought you might have taken them out the packets first, just so that they were softer.
Yes, that would be the right thing to do.
It would be the right thing to do when you shower your board meeting with condoms. And on that note, Nathan, let's talk about what you did this week.
Other than go to a board meeting and shower everyone with champagne and condoms.
I mean, that's just a normal weekday for you, isn't it?
That's how I end the week, Carl.
Oh, a Friday.
That's how
afternoon.
I know the business week is done.
Yeah. Do you clock off early on a Friday and have your final board meeting at like 2:00 in the afternoon and think, yes, this is the time to rip off my tearaway trousers?
It's the morning meeting.
Oh, and you have to go through the rest of the day without your trousers.
Yeah, I don't finish. We just we have to.
You sit back down and you conclude the meeting, and then you get.
I sit in the leather chair that I have at my desk.
Yeah. And you are completely naked from the waist down. Yeah, for the rest of the day.
Completely.
The room just. Condoms scattered around the room, champagne drenched all of the furniture.
I don't even wait for the meeting to be officially finished. I just do that and I leave. I just spray the champagne and condoms and leave a bewildered room of satisfied business people.
Beautiful. And that is a beautiful note to end our rambling on. Let's actually start the show, Nathan. So this week...
If we must.
Yeah, this week, after your board meeting was over, you had the whole weekend to yourself, and you did what you usually do of a weekend. You took your usual mix of magic mushrooms, absinthe, and popping candy, and...
I just love the way that it pops in my mouth.
Oh, do you put it all around your mouth or just on your tongue?
All around the mouth, Kyle.
Oh, just the mouth?
Well... I'll leave that to our audience's imagination and disgust.
So yeah, you took all of your usual drugs, alcohols and children's sweets, and you went to bed nice and early.
Perfect end to a perfect day, ready for the weekend to begin.
Yes. But as you were lying in your bed, Nathan...
Obviously there was the sounds of popping still going off inside my skull. There
was indeed. And... the room around you started to melt and shake, and this is fairly normal.
This is pretty normal, absolutely.
Yeah. But what isn't normal is suddenly in the air grew this giant spectral face.
Ah.
And he looked down at you.
Right. Hail Satan.
No, I'm the other one. Nathan,
The other one?
Nathan,
What?
Nathan, I am God.
Oh!
Hello.
I look around my room and very drastically try to put away all of the porn.
Oh, Nathan, I've seen it all before, don't you worry.
Oh no.
I see everything.
Oh no.
I know what you get up to in those kinky board meetings.
Well, I mean, that's just an ordinary business attitude, but I put away my girlfriend, the blow-up doll, Josephina. In fact, no, I pop her and hide her under the bed. So, God, what brings you to my neck of the woods?
Well, you know what, Nathan? I've chosen you specifically. Do you remember? I don't know. You haven't been keeping up with your Bible studies, have you?
Of course I have, every single day.
Oh, good. Then you'll remember that a long time ago I flooded the world.
Yeah, I
And
do recall hearing something about that. Yeah.
oh, the good old days. And I got that guy to put two of every animal into an ark.
Yeah, Noah. Noah, I think his name was. You don't
Was
remember
it?
you don't remember the name of the man that you charged with repopulating the world after you flooded it.
I mean, I'm very busy. I have croquet on the weekends, and well, you just sort of forget names and faces, and they all sort of blur into one when you've
Yeah,
lived a
of course. I
lifetime
mean,
like I have.
it's not like you're omnipotent and you know everything.
Oh, here we go again. I do know everything, and because of that, you should shut your mouth and listen to me, boy.
Okay. Do you mind
Now.
if, while I shut my mouth, there's still popping sounds coming from that said mouth? I can't do anything to help that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the face frowns at you for the rest of this conversation.
I'm
Just
trying to be
imagine.
silent, but it's just
Yeah.
popping.
Anyway, I've decided to flood the world again.
And
I've chosen you, Nathan, specifically to build an ark, because it worked so well the first time, didn't it? And I want you to collect up two of every animal and put them onto the ark, and then I'm going to flood the world, kill everyone and all the rest of the animals, and then you can restart the population. Obviously, you'll have to find a woman who's willing to join you on the ark, otherwise the human population will be gone.
I was going to say, I was wondering how I'd restart the population with one of every animal. I could, breed with one of the animals and create a hybrid. That wasn't what you meant.
I mean, I'm into some pretty kinky stuff too, so I wouldn't be opposed.
Okay.
Anyway, this is my plan. You've got 2 days.
2 days? What? Was that how long you gave Noah? 2 days?
Oh, I can't remember. It was such a long time ago. Are you sure it was Noah? It wasn't Joseph? No.
No.
Anyway,
it was Noah. It was Noah. Yeah.
Anyway, I must be off. I've got a tennis match to play against Satan. So.
Just hold on one.
Yes, I mean time is a ticking, so
yes,
hurry
I'm
it
very
up.
much aware of that. Are you sure you've got the right person? I've never built anything. I can't build a wardrobe, let alone an ark.
These sound like you problems to me. I don't know what to say.
You don't know what to say. I didn't think there was anything that you didn't know.
Anyway, must be off. Toodle pip.
But must you?
And in a flash, he is gone, and you are left with this realization that you have 2 days to build an ark.
I waste the first hour of those 2 days rocking back and forth, mumbling to myself, "Oh, yeah, it's just the mushrooms. It's just the mushrooms." And then the dawning realization that it's not the mushrooms dawns. So I have 2 days to build an ark and gather all the animals and one woman. That's all.
Yes,
Specifically, I'm not allowed to get anyone else. I'm not allowed to bring my family on this boat.
No,
anyone I know.
They're all gone for.
You're gonna die, Kyle. Obviously.
Unfortunately, yeah.
I mean, unless you want to bear my children in the new world.
I'm good.
Okay, I just thought I'd ask.
Yeah, no, it is fair to ask. But yeah, you spent 2 days and you crafted something akin to a boat.
Yeah, I mean, I
Um,
got together all of my double-sided sticky tape.
yeah,
I have a few cardboard boxes. I used a bunch of. Basically I took everything out of my kitchen. I got a bunch of flat oven trays and taped them together.
yeah. I mean, you did this, and you crafted something that sort of resembles some sort of boat. You no idea if it's gonna work or
Mm.
not. But collecting two of every animal in the world was a little bit more tricky for you, wasn't it?
Yes,
You
it
got
took me one day to build this
yeah,
unique arc. And then I started to think about how I would collect two of every animal. It wasn't difficult for me to find two rats and two mice. It took me a long while to figure out which one was a woman rat and which one was a man rat.
yeah,
There
because
was a
it would
lot
be
of
pointless to take two male or two female rats for
exactly.
procreation.
It
Yeah,
took me a while to figure that out, but I did. So I
and
got a
and
shoebox together.
and you managed to get those two wood lice. I mean, that was
Hmm.
impressive.
Figuring out the gender of fleas really took a while.
And by
Um,
that point, like the boat was pretty much filled, wasn't it? I mean, oh, you did get those two cats as well.
yeah, there's two
Um,
cats.
but that was about all you could really fit in that. You had like room for one big animal, and you made a few phone calls, and you found that you could get imported either two tigers or two polar bears, but you could only really fit one or the other. So you had to make a really difficult choice.
Oh yeah, the choice. I'd forgotten about the choice. I was so preoccupied with trying to save all animal life on Earth in one day. Um,
Yeah, and I mean, like, there's no possible way of doing that, but you can preserve either tigers or polar bears now. So the choice is up to you, Nathan, really.
right. Ah, wow. So I've already accepted that all human life on this planet's going to end. Well,
Oh,
first of
yeah.
all, I need to find a woman. Yeah, I mean, there's constantly women on the internet. I get emails almost every day from Russian brides desperately seeking a husband.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
just answered one of those saying, I am man, will be your husband, come away with me on boat. And after I transferred her £15,000, she said she would meet me at the Ark.
Oh,
So,
good, good.
I'm married now, Kyle.
Oh, congratulations. I mean,
Yeah,
I wasn't
a,
invited to
a,
the
a
wedding, but.
priest. There wasn't a ceremony. There was just a
Oh,
couple of
okay.
emails. The priest popped up in another email saying, Dost Vidanya, I am priest. I hereby ordain you Noton Wankerson. I mean, it was. It's just that's how you say my name in Russian, obviously.
Oh, clearly, yes,
Hmm.
yes.
It was all above board.
So,
He had
so
a
you are
certificate
married?
from the University of Priestland, so I knew it was legit.
Oh, well, anyone from the University of Priestland is a certified priest. It's in
So
the
I am
name.
now married. My wife Helga Fakesadanson will be meeting me in a few hours.
Hmm.
So now I just need to decide which one of these animals I want imported by the animal smuggling. I just went onto Amazon, one day
Yeah,
service.
yeah.
They can deliver anything in a day.
Yeah, they're
Would
not
I rather
opposed to,
say? So
black market animal smuggling.
either polar bears or what kind of tiger?
This would be the white tiger that you went for. So,
White tiger.
yeah.
Which would I rather? I mean, for one thing, as we've mentioned, my boat isn't very big.
No.
My room is actually right next to the giant room that I was going to keep the large animals in. I really miscalculated the space. I honestly thought I could fit elephants, zebras, crocodiles.
Every animal you could imagine and think of under
Hmm,
the sun.
I really, really miscalculated the space
I
here.
mean, you did only have 2 days, so you did
I did the
fairly
math.
well.
No, but it's mainly I did the math and I left off 5 zeros. So
Ah,
I only made the boat to be 30 feet by 30 feet.
it happens, it happens.
It happens, yeah. Okay, so I'm waiting for my Russian bride. I've accepted every single person I've ever known and loved will die.
Yes.
And you just that's an easy thing to accept, honestly. Yeah. So I need to decide: do I want the white tigers or the polar bears?
In
I
this
mean,
new world that you're creating.
I was gonna say I know polar bears. Wait, no, are polar bears endangered? white tigers are endangered, aren't they?
I mean, they're all fucking endangered, Nathan. Every
Everything's
animal in the
endangered
world,
right now.
yes.
You're right, correct. That is true. In fact, regardless of what I choose, all other animals will die.
Yes.
Oh
But
God.
you are specifically now condemning one of these two animals to death completely.
This is the trolley problem. Only if God was responsible. Okay. Pros and cons. If I saved the polar bears,
Yeah.
I mean they're designed for a cold environment. If I ship them to Britain and put them on my little dinghy, would they survive?
I don't know. I mean, you don't have fish, but then the fish should be all right because like the world's flooded. They love
Well, I
water.
do have fish. I've specifically taken 2 fish out of the water. They've
Oh,
stopped
right.
flopping. They've stopped flopping around, but they're sleeping.
Yeah. They like to do that when they're out of water.
Hmm.
I've noticed.
So if I put them on my boat, they could just, I don't know, sweat or whatever. If I got 2 white tigers,
Yeah.
I mean they'd be quite close to the squirrels, the rats, the mice, the fish,
The two
and
cats.
and I found a couple of bunnies.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so they might be in danger if I had 2 white tigers on the boat. There's
I
not
mean,
a big,
if
honestly,
you,
there's not a big difference in the room between them.
yeah, I mean, a polar bears can be very vicious as well, Nathan. I mean,
What? But they look so soft and cuddly. I just want to
I
give one
know,
a big hug.
I know. They
What
can
do you mean that would go badly?
they could tear a man to shreds
I
in
don't
seconds.
believe you. Nothing that soft looking could ever hurt you.
I think the real question is which do you prefer? Do you prefer white tigers or polar bears?
I mean, I've never met either of them. I don't know which one of them might be a dick.
There is
What are
that.
their names? I need to know their names. That's the only way I can get emotionally
The
attached.
white tigers are called Clive and Alison.
Clive and Alison, good. That's good.
Yeah. And the polar bears are Sven and Svetlana.
Sven and Svetlana. I do like it when a man and woman almost have the exact same name in a relationship.
Yeah, that is cute. Yeah.
And what were the white tigers called again?
Fuck knows. I think it was Clive and Alison.
Clive and Alison, that was it. Those are good old-fashioned names.
Yeah.
But Sven and Svetlana, that's very fun to say. Oh, this is very tricky. Because on the one hand, white tigers, they're basically like cats. You know, I can roll around with them, play with some like woolen balls with them. I can confuse them with a laser pointer. Hours of fun. Polar bears, on the other hand, I mean, they look so soft and cuddly. You could just cuddle them for hours. I'm sure there'd be no consequences to going right up against a polar bear and grabbing it. Ooh, I've got to say, based purely on the name,
Yeah.
I'm going with the polar bears.
And you did. Sven and Svetlana are there behind you now. I see them eyeing up the rest of the crew members.
I mean, I did used to have 2 arms, you might remember, Kyle. But I decided out of the kindness of my heart to give them one of my arms as a little toy.
Ah, yes. Yeah, they are very friendly.
So I'm just sitting here on the cliffs. I know I've got it's half an hour till the world ends, and my Russian bride Helga should be here any moment now. I made sure I gave them the arm that doesn't have the wedding ring. Well, I mean, I say wedding ring; it's a hula hoop. But that was what we put on each other. Well, I didn't actually see her. It's a tradition for the man not to see the bride until after the wedding.
Oh, yes, that old Russian tradition. Yeah, I know.
Classic Russian tradition. Classic. It's how they do it.
Of course, on your boat, you've got space for one of your many CDs. You know, you've got your 2 favourites that you could take one of them with you. There's either your Meatloaf CD or your Bon Jovi CD. So that was a decision you had to make as well.
Honestly, that may have even been a harder decision. But that's not the decision you forced me to make today, so I don't have to.
Not. No,
I don't have to even think about it, and you'll
don't.
never know which CD I chose.
No, but whatever CD it is, that's the only music you'll be able to listen to for the rest of your life.
Yes, it is. Well, I mean, I'll be busy repopulating the human race of my my wife Helga. Will be here any moment now. Any moment.
Yes,
any moment.
I'm sure she will.
So that's why I thought that's why I told you we had to do a podcast right now, Carl. Because in 29 minutes, you'll be dead.
So we better get the rest of this podcast finished in the next 29 minutes then.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad that you see the same as I do. That you have nothing important going on in your life other than this podcast.
Yeah.
Nothing. No final matters to resolve.
No, I'm happy to sit here for the next 29 minutes and talk absolute nonsense with you.
Good.
Until the world is flooded.
Until you die. Okay.
I could spend the time like making myself a little dinghy or something, knowing what I know, but nah.
You could, but
Let's
you're
just-
not going to.
No, let's do the podcast instead.
So while I have been preparing for the end of the world and gathering as many animals, if not all the animals of the world together, you, Kyle, have had quite a nice week. Just the other day, in fact, the same day that I was met by God himself, you were out walking through a lovely country park. A gentle breeze waving over you, the trees swaying in the wind, the beautiful blue river bend ebbing and flowing, little fishies jumping for joy, and you and your creepy psychic son Jeffrey are just enjoying the sights and eating ice cream. It is a wonderful day.
It's almost like a Disney film crossed with a terrifying horror movie.
Indeed it is. Little birds and squirrels fly around you. Then Jeffrey looks them in the eye and they run away scared.
A few of them explode.
Yeah,
Guts
you have
flying
got
everywhere.
pigeon blood on your face right now.
Yeah, but
a little bit. There's a little bit of pigeon blood on your flake.
Yes, but I'm used to it being with my lovely and loving son Jeffrey.
Indeed, and your lovely, not at all terrifying son turns to you and goes, "Father, this has been a wonderful day."
Yes, Jeffrey. Yes, it is. It has been wonderful, and you have been such a good boy.
I've enjoyed watching the beauty of nature, especially when they die, and I watch their souls leave their bodies.
Yes, Jeffrey. Very good, Jeffrey.
I only wish that this day could last forever.
Ah, don't we all?
Yes, I'm sure you do, Father.
But
of course,
unfortunately, you must go back to your mother's for the next 3 weeks.
yes, but before then, I know that this day cannot last forever. For the great and terrible things are about to happen. Must happen, Father.
Great and terrible things, Jeffrey? Please, what are you talking about?
And as he says that, he simultaneously, two things happen at that exact moment. A mermaid emerges from the river, grabbing at your legs desperately, screaming, and a ginormous eagle crashes down next to you.
So it's like a scene from Disney's The Little Mermaid and a scene from The Birds colliding.
Exactly.
So it is the
Jeffrey
Disney
actually
and horror film.
As you look at Jeffrey, he takes one step to the right, and then the eagle falls exactly where he was standing. But at this point, a drenching wet, half sea creature woman is holding at your trousers, pulling at your legs, gargling, and you actually recognize at least one of these figures.
I do.
Well, recognize them from my stories. You recognize the big, buff, muscular eagle could only be my dear friend William.
Oh, William the Eagle.
And he turns to you and goes, "I have found you. It is as foretold by the wise elders of the Council of Pigeons. We, the creatures of the sky, have faced a great crisis. Our king, Bigger Bird, was hit by a plane, and only you can take his place as king. Come with me, sire, and we shall give you wings, and you shall become king of the sky."
I would be king of all pigeons. The Council
And-
of Pigeons would have to listen to me then.
Then the mermaid pulls you slightly towards her, so you're pulled down to the ground, and like your face is right next to her face. She's quite a beautiful woman, if not a little bit blue.
Nothing wrong with a bit of
sopping
blue.
wet. Her eyelids, she has like two eyelids that keep opening and closing, and every word she says is permeated with a gargle. "No, you must come with me. Our liege, King Salamander, was accidentally fry cooked, and the kingdoms of the sea are in chaos. Come with me, and you shall become a merman and lord of the oceans. Oh.
Gorgeous
She's
voice.
spitting over you as she says this.
Yeah, and it's nothing but erotic.
Yes, absolutely.
So I guess I have a choice to make here. I can either become God of the skies or God of the seas.
You'll either grow wings and become the king of the sky,
Yes.
or become a merman and be lord of the ocean.
So king or lord. I was saying God. I think I was being a bit too full of myself there.
I mean,
yeah.
as king, you can command everyone to call you God.
And I would.
Yes, and as lord, you could do the same.
Yes. Well, I mean, they're saying my lord anyway, so I just assume they mean God.
Oh yes, you could just assume that they meant lord as in Lord and Saviour.
Yes. Which I would be if I saved the sea from these terrible things.
Obviously, both of these creatures, they're actually arguing over you and like, no, he must be king of the sky. No, he must be lord of the sea.
And you know why this is, Nathan? I told you at the beginning, I'm a young buck in the prime of my life. Everyone wants me.
Everyone wants you.
Yeah. So, yeah, what would I prefer, though?
Even Jeffrey is in the corner going, no, father, why must you leave me? Is it because everything around me withers and dies?
Of course not, Jeffrey, but I have a calling and I must leave you, even though it pains my heart to do so.
I understand. He pets a small dog for comfort, then the dog's skull explodes.
I'm used to it. So yeah, would I prefer to be a merman or a birdman? That's like the first question I need to ask myself.
Well, more like a mer king or a bird king.
Yes. So what I just said, but with a crown and scepter
Exactly.
and power. Power. That's the main thing. Would I prefer dominion over fish or birds?
Exactly. Would you rather your kingdom be the sky or all of the oceans of the world? Either one. I mean, there is more. I imagine there's more ocean than sky, but the sky is still a large domain.
Oh yes, there is a lot of sky. Surely there's more sky than there is sea.
Well, the world's 60% water.
Yes, but the sky is infinite.
It's not infinite, Carl. There is an end to the sky.
But you have the amount of sky we would have. It would be the circumference of the Earth.
Yes, that is true.
So I would have quite a lot of domain. I could like sleep on clouds.
Of course you could.
My kingdom would be made of clouds.
You would be taken to the cloud castle in the sky.
Oh, that just sounds like just sound like heaven. Actually, wait a second.
You would sleep in the gusts of wind, floating in the breeze.
Yes.
No, it's definitely not a metaphor for you about to die.
No, I mean, we did say that the world is going to be flooded in about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But no, this definitely isn't a metaphor for me about being about to die.
Actually, either way, you of course would survive. If you were up in the sky, you would be above the rising sea levels.
I mean,
if you were living in the ocean, drowning isn't going to be a problem for you. No,
but this does just sound like two ways of saying you're going to die. You're going to be sleeping with the fishes, or you're going to be up in the clouds. You know.
No, not at all, Kyle. It's definitely that you're going to be you'll be living on the beautiful farm under the ocean. You get to run around all day.
Yep, doing all my Kyle things that Kyles like to do.
Yes. Kyle's out there doing all the things Kyle's like to do, licking himself, running around the tree,
frolicking in the sunshine naked, wearing strapless trousers. Even though I'm naked, I'm somehow wearing strapless trousers suddenly, and then I just rip them off.
You are like, no, actually, you're naked from the waist down and you're wearing clothes. You're like a cartoon character. You're wearing a shirt, but for some reason, no trousers.
No, and no genitals. It's just like covered by a tuft of fur or something. I don't know.
I mean, well...
feathers if I'm a birdman or...
well, if you were a merman,
scales,
your legs would be a big tail.
Oh, I would have no penis.
I don't know if mermans have peanut eyes or
not. Maybe they're like tucked in between the scales. I don't know.
It could be. I've never studied merman biology. You, Kyle, could finally answer the question of, do mer people fuck?
They must do, because they must reproduce somehow. How else would we get the Little Mermaid?
Exactly.
Come
So
on, Nathan.
you will
Use your
find
noggin.
you, Kyle, would be able to find the hidden penis.
I would. Now thinking now, I'm trying to imagine. I can't imagine what a
I mean,
fish's penis would look like. They can't have.
I
They
mean, that's just the name of the children's book I've written, Kyle and the Hidden Penis.
yes.
I don't know why it can't get picked up. I've been trying to sell it to so many publishers, and they're short-sighted, is what they are. I'm
Yeah.
glad they're all going to die in the flood
It's
that would
it's
destroy
just
the world.
it's just every page is a picture of a fish with like a random weird looking penis. It's like, is
No,
this a
it's like
fish's
Where's
penis?
Wally? It's like Where's
Oh,
Wally, but
okay.
instead of Wally, somewhere in the picture there's a penis that you must find.
I mean, I don't know why you haven't been picked up, Nathan, but this is besides the point. We're verging off of topic here.
Yes,
I have
you,
a
Kyle,
calling.
must decide who would you want dominion over. Let's think about that rather than what
Okay,
would you
yes,
rather
yes,
be.
yes.
Who would you rather have dominion over? Would you rather rule all of the birds, all
See,
species of birds,
if I
or
could
all creatures of the sea?
if I could rule over all of the birds, I could get all of the pigeons to poo on the cars of people I don't like.
You would be the ruler of the Council of Pigeons.
Oh god, and I would have wings too, so I could physically dump on someone's car the person
The
I don't like
ultimate
from the sky.
dream.
I mean, yeah, like it's bad enough when a pigeon does it, but when a fully fledged human with wings does it, that's
It,
gonna hurt. I mean,
I
it
mean,
would
how high would you do it from? What kind of
very
impact are
high.
we
Like,
talking about? You
let
could
me just
smash
say,
someone's wind mirror in with
yeah,
that.
let's just say, Nathan, if they have a sunroof, they won't anymore.
Wow. I mean, isn't that what we all dream about doing?
Okay, that's the number one benefit of being Lord of the Sky. If I was Lord of the Sea, I could control fish, I assume. I could
You could
control all
control
of the mer
all sea
people.
life.
All sea life.
Your citizens as Lord of the Sea would be a bit more varied than as King of the Sky, because you would command fish, sharks, whales, plankton, sponges, everything.
Yes. I could ride around on dolphins.
Exactly. You could use dolphins as skates.
Yes. I would have a little crab sidekick who would follow me around and
A crab. You could have a crab as your crown,
oh, I could.
with its arms around your head.
Yeah, a living crown. A living crab crown. Wonderful. Oh, there are so many benefits to each, Nathan. I just like I would have can fish communicate with each other? They can sort of, can't they?
Again, this is another one of those mysteries, like where does a fish
Yeah.
hide its penis? You, as king of the sea, I mean, obviously the mer woman is speaking to you, so I imagine the mer people can communicate.
Yeah, I'm just imagining like the fish and the sea life that we know, but there's this whole community of mer people that
There
I'm
are
going to get to
mer
know.
people. There are mer people. There are Cthulhu-esque giant behemoths under the ocean.
And
But of
Nathan,
course, there might also be unknown wonders of the sky.
there might, but I'm thinking, Nathan, like hot mermaid babes. I'm this king and lord
Yeah,
of
but
the sea.
I mean, hey, don't be knocking William. He's got a hot bod too. Have you seen the abs on that guy?
I have indeed. He is one handsome eagle. Only thing is, Nathan, these aren't anthropomorphic birds. These are just birds.
Yeah, that is just a bird.
Unless there are bird people in the sky that have some sort of humanistic features that I can latch onto and
I mean, again, we just don't know. I couldn't possibly tell you what the bird people of the sky would be like. But if William is anything to go by, they're hench
yes.
and thick in the
So,
big booty sense, not in the not very smart sense.
no, so I could have a legion of birds.
A legion of birds,
Yeah.
a brotherhood of birds, or a society of sea life.
Now, which one would I prefer? I think, thinking about it logically.
Yes, yep. Talk me through the logic here, Kyle.
Now, I would love to be able to breathe underwater, to be able to swim with the fishes, to be able to do all that sort of stuff. But
You'd probably learn how to make dolphin noises yourself. You could be
I
swimming
would.
around going.
And there are all the hot mermaid groupies that would flock to me.
Hot mermaids, hot dolphins,
Hot dogfish.
hot dogfish.
But I would have to live under the water. I would never be able to surface, or if I did, it wouldn't be for very long. My skin
You
would
would
dry
be a
up.
mer person, so yes, you can't.
Yeah,
I mean, as you can tell from the mer woman, she is about to die.
yeah, yeah. She is gasping. That's why she was spittling water all over
Mm.
me. Whereas if I was a bird person, I would still be able to fly down to Earth. I would
Oh,
be able to
absolutely.
walk alongside humans. I would have giant wings
You would
protruding from
have
my back,
giant
but
bird wings, but you'd
yeah,
still be a man.
I would be.
You would be able to interact with the human world. As we've said, you can shit on things from a great height.
Yeah, the only difference being I can now fly, which is awesome, and I control all of the birds. And the best of all, Nathan, I have got an in with the Council of Pigeons. They would have to listen to every single word I say.
Exactly. So far, they've been ignoring your letters. You've been sending them letter after letter of suggestions, but they just haven't
How,
been getting back to you.
yeah, how they can improve on the sky, and they just will not listen.
But now all of your brilliant ideas of how to improve the sky
Yes,
must be implemented.
and will be
I'm just
implemented.
curious, Carl, what's one of your many, many ideas of how to improve the sky?
Okay, number one.
Yep. Interesting. You see, we've had to edit that out, listener, because this is just information that man is not meant to know.
Definitely not.
Yeah, but what Carl just told me of his beautiful idea, it brought tears to the eyes. I didn't even know you could fill the sky with that many dildos.
I fill the sky with dreams.
So
And I shall,
I sense your decision.
because
is
Nathan,
coming.
I am going with your friend, whatever his name is,
William.
your friend Willie. We're going to go up into the sky together,
Oh,
and
he doesn't like being called Willie, but you are the king now, so
I
you have
am
to
the
go with it.
king. He has to listen
Henceforth,
to my
your
every word.
name shall be Willie. What?
I'm sorry, Willie, but it's the only way.
Oh, of course, my lord.
Now,
He
take a
bows.
quill, and he just plucks a feather from his body.
Of course he does. Of course
Yeah.
he does.
And take note, I have many plans for the sky that I wish to implement, but none that I can actually say on the podcast.
None
because
that you
they're
can say on
too
the
great.
podcast, no.
Yeah.
And you both fly majestically up into the air. Wings immediately burst from your back. Oddly, it's not even painful.
No, I
But
quite
just
enjoy it.
giant, beautiful, enormous wings protrude from your back. You and William fly up into the air as he writes on a little notebook, on a scroll, all of your ideas. As he flies you towards the council of the pigeons, nay, the council of all birds, the United Bird Nations.
Yeah, it's United Bird Nation and then ... S.
Yes, exactly.
Well, there you go. We have both chosen the very correct answers to all of today's conundrums, and I
Yeah.
think we've helped people out if they're ever in the same positions that we got ourselves into this week.
Exactly. I am about to drift off to sea with two of not quite every animal, but at least 10 different animals. As soon as my my Russian bride Helga turns up, we will be swimming off.
Should
And
be very soon because the 29 minutes is gone. So
yeah. I'm sure I gave her the right direction. I'm just going to send her a quick text
yeah.
on this 20-digit phone number that she gave me.
Very good. And obviously, I'm going to survive the flood because I now live in the sky. I'm
You
actually
live in the sky. Yes, you.
Yeah.
I will be repopulating and be in charge of the surface world. You will be in charge of the sky. Maybe we'll be allies, Carl. Or maybe we'll destroy each other.
Nathan. The thing is, I'm way above you, so we can drop all sorts of things on
Yeah,
you.
but do you have two white tigers?
Damn, we don't have two white tigers.
Exactly.
That's our one weakness is two white tigers.
As they stand on each other, and I stand on their shoulders, and I can reach the sky.
Yes.
And then I'll throw a cat at you into the sky.
I mean, fantastic. And obviously, you'll open up your briefcase, and who knows what's going to fly out of there.
Well, I mean, it's only the weekend, Carl. I have to wait until the Friday. So at the end of this week, after I've repopulated the Earth, at the end of this business week, I will open up my briefcase. Because I'm not going to need, if I'm repopulating the Earth, I'm not going to need the condoms.
Oh, certainly not. No, you need to throw them all away.
I will do on Friday at the end of the business meeting.
Yes.
That is how it's always been done. And if there's one thing I will implement as standard policy in the New World Order, is every Friday must end with tearaway pants and a
Yeah.
briefcase filled with condoms.
I think we're gonna adhere to that in the sky as well, just as
Right,
just
and
as
obviously you're
red.
implementing all of your great changes to the sky because you have so many ideas of how to improve the sky.
I do. I wish I could share them with you, Nathan.
I know.
I really do.
We had to edit it out, both because the world wasn't prepared to know, and also we can't fit that 5 hours of ideas that you explained to me into the podcast. But all those ideas, they're just so beautiful, Carl.
You're welcome.
I don't even know how you could paint the sky a different colour, but if anyone can,
I'm just a bit sick of blue. You know? Anyway, if you disagree with anything we've said today, then you can let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed the episode, then please follow and subscribe to the podcast on Patreon. You can find us at patreon.com/ifyouhadto, though.
Please do so within the next few minutes, because afterwards you will all be dead.
Yes. And in the next minute or so that we've got left, you could follow me on Twitter. I'm at Kyle M. Bennett. That's Kyle_M_Bennett with 2 N's and 2 T's.
I'm at NVozniak Art, which is NWOZNIAK Art. You can spend the last few moments of your life looking at the wise words that I tweet, or you can find me on Instagram at Nathan Wozniak.
Do you think they have time to do all of these things?
They have to prioritize.
They do. That's it. We've come to the end of the show. I don't think there's anything else left to say.
No, I can actually see the tidal waves coming. I'm sure I'm just being paranoid, but I mean, do you think Helga's still coming?
I've got something to break it to you, Nathan. There was no Helga. It was me. I just really wanted the 15 grand.
Oh.
This has been If You Had To, though. I have been Kyle, God of the Sky.
And I'm just going to go sail off to sea alone with a bunch of animals. Goodbye, world. I guess I'll repopulate the Earth with this badger.
That'll do it. Nathan, we end the episode with you fucking a badger.